Hey everybody, this is Nicholas Live, and with me is the CEO of NoLimitCoin, NLC2. As you see with that pretty awesome hat, I'm actually kind of jealous. And we just want to cover some cool things happening behind the scenes. The CEO wants to give us updates of what's happening with NoLimitCoin and CryptoFantasySports.com and what he has been doing in the recent days. At the end, we will have a Q&A, so you guys can post all your questions in the live chat, and just make sure you post your NLC2 address as well, and the best question wins 300 NLC. Other than that, just make sure it's 2 questions per person, and Raf, we are ready to take it off. Tell us what's happening.
I feel bad about, I feel bad. It's just the hodler in me that's like, okay, 300 coin. The reason I feel bad about it is because I've gotten the best advice and from those questions. Initially, I thought it was like a joke, like, oh, they're gonna give somebody $100 for a question. But then after we did the first ones, all those questions and ideas ended up shaping everything we've done. So now I feel bad because I'm paying for advice, for high passion, high quality advice, not too expensively. So we'll see. Hey, if there's 2 good ones, maybe we'll do 2. But anyway,
and the reason you don't want to give away too many coins is because you know how much they will be worth in the future. And I know you can't comment on the price too much as a CEO, but we know what's the real reason behind it.
Well, it's you're either a hodler or you're not, right? And we all are. So it just feels good, to accumulate and even if we're cycling through millions of coins right now because of the demand, and even on the way down, people are disciplined. I mean, it sounds, of course, like they love to talk about catching the falling knives, but then there's the dollar cost averaging, strategy and we see a lot of people doing that, buying into the lows. And that's what you got to do. If you love Bitcoin at X, you've got to, but it's hard, right? It's hard because we all seem to just want to go all in every time we have a spare dime. It's like, just put it all in there, right? And then, but yeah, the dollar cost averaging is a very important thing in any type of investing, especially in volatile, markets like ours. So we like our whole setup where we limit people to, because a lot of people want to go crazy and do $20,000. We're like, no. We let them do a few thousand, and then so every week they're like waiting until the lock comes off, and then they do that. So we like that whole approach.
Now,
yeah, go ahead.
As for the actual credit cards, I've seen some people asking already in the live chat, is that already integrated with the exchanges, or is the integration still being worked on?
It's definitely being worked on, but the cash is definitely getting, it already got there multiple times. So the cash is getting there. It's not at that instant, and I won't be content until that moment. And that moment is very, very close because we've already got the devs working on the trading bots, and those trading bots are going to execute those orders. But in terms of the money, it's all flowing into the exchanges. It's very fun for me, but I don't go and just dump the whole thing. I just kind of spread it out, and I get some help, kind of spreading it out over the day, and trying to, get like an effect, an average effect, not try to push it because then it wants to come back down. So, but yeah, the automation piece is being worked on, and it's definitely, I mean, we're not going to call it a completed project without it, and without it, it's basically a farce. I mean, it has to be, and we'll be sitting here in a couple of weeks, or in a little, whenever that's done, or 3 weeks or 4. Don't quote me. We'll sit here, and I'll be like, okay, here we go. We're gonna run, $500 purchase or $1,000 purchase, and then I'm gonna hit click, and then we'll be able to see that exact purchase a few seconds later. So that's where we want to get to. And that whole back end, that whole trading bot is also going to be the heart and soul of the debit card backed by NLC2 coin, right? Because it's basically the reverse effect. So when you're carrying around your card and you spend $100 on something, you're essentially liquidating $100 worth of NLC2. So we'll be potentially doing that. You know, we also thought that we would just take everybody's deposits and just turn them right into dollars, and that way, excuse me, and then we just take the exchange risk, and what. But then we can't stake the coin. Here, let me get some water. But yeah, no, the idea right now is, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Well, first of all, I do want to give a quick shout out that Rafael, you know that you're an important person when Crypto Daily is your moderator in chat.
Oh,
hey, welcome, Cam. Welcome to the live chat. You're always welcome here, and that's fun that you're a moderator. Thanks for helping out.
He's a legend in a very short period. He is. He's, you know, the group of guys that have taken this, you know, very, very intense, you know, task of staying on top of this and you know, trying to explain what happens to all of us, and they do it with amazing clarity. So a total shout out to those guys. And sometimes I gotta stay away. I have to admit it. I love it so much, but then I can't get lost in all these coins, and you know, it's like, you know, the FOMO of this one, of that one, of the other one. I can't be in that world. I got, you know, I got two girls, Bitcoin and NoLimitCoin too, and you know, that's it. I can't think of, but anyway.
I was gonna say, getting back on task.
All right, Cam, welcome to LA. So just don't lose that British accent, because, you know, it gives it that nice. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we were talking about the 4% of staking. So you're gonna stick with the, you know, model of this debit card that as you spend it, it's being sold on exchanges. Okay.
Well, because so we're gonna take your NoLimitCoin. You're gonna send in 1,000 or 5,000. You're gonna send in 5,000 NoLimitCoin to fund your debit card. So boom, what's the market? Whatever the market value is, that's how many dollars you have available to spend. So, you know, 5,000 coin would be maybe $700 or whatever, and everybody would have their limits, and we do the KYC, and the same thing we're doing with the platform now. But essentially, you're going to have a card that you could use on like any ATM throughout the world. It's international. It's in the United States. So it's just one more piece to, you know, the collection of gadgets or functionality that a coin needs to happen. I mean, it's a pretty clear, you know, the good thing about all of this we're doing, I mean, there's no real mystery about where we all need to go, right? I mean, everybody's talking about we're going to go to this platform and do this and do the other. And everybody knows what they need to do, which is mass adoption, end of story. Demand, mass adoption. And, you know, I'd love to throw out, you know, what would be the you know, the perfect coin on the planet, and now when things are shaken out and things, you know, people are going to start asking those questions as to, well, let's understand why this coin was $1 billion and now it's 300 mil. I mean, what is it that they did? And I think once the market goes down the list, and that's what I was thinking, that all that money that's above us now, I mean, we used to be a, you know, top 60 coin with 40 mil, and now we're, you know, the same, you know, 30, 40 mil market cap, but we're 300th, which is actually a good thing. It means that there's mountains of money above us that could sprinkle down and, you know, and catch, you know, we could catch that wind. And I think that's going to happen because people have to look for the projects that are out there, that are successful. We're gaining users. Our platform is superb. I just see it, and I don't know if it's me. Yeah, I mean, of course, everybody's biased towards their own things, but I look at other platforms, even DraftKings right now, and I just say, no, this is in a total league of our own. And it was just the amazing collaboration and outright fights internally, about how this was going to work and how that was going to work, and nobody knew. But now that we see it, there's only one conclusion that I'm always arriving to, and especially on days like this. That's why I told Nick, hey, let's do this, because I just got off. We did a podcast with TurnpikeSportsRadio.com
and House of Cards. Yeah,
right. It's just, well, what they do is they're going to publish the podcast, I think, tomorrow for TurnpikeSportsRadio.com. Which might have like 20,000 subscribers or something like that.
That's very nice.
And the House of Cards one has a couple of million national. So I'm thinking, whoa! But the House of Cards one, they have to edit it, and then they're pushing it out sometime in February. So
that's visible on houseofcardsradio.com.
Hey, is Oscar trying to get on?
Oscar? Oh, does Oscar want to join a call as well?
I don't know. I don't know if he's texting me, because I told him, hey, just get on here and tell me what's going on. We'll just have meetings in front of everybody, because that's kind of the feeling right now I had. You get into the mode, like you get excited about everything you're doing. I wrote everything down. So I said, hey, let's keep this rolling. I'm in the mood to, and especially, when markets are reacting the way they are. I asked. All right, so Oscar wants to come on. So
you just add him to the group call, and we'll have a live update with Oscar as well. Now, right, I do want to cover some things while I get him rolling on the call real quick.
Wait, let me add him. Okay, hold on.
Now, as you guys see, the market right now, especially the Bitcoin market, is going down almost to 9,000 or under 9,000 US dollars, and I've seen lots of people just feel some fear about everything going down, and it's okay in this kind of market. But I was just talking to Ian, the CEO of MyBit, the other day on the live stream as well, and we're just talking about that. If you look at the most top 100 coins right now, boom! Oscar, do you hear us? Okay, let's give Oscar a sec to join the call. Now, I was just saying that if you look at most top 100 coins, I don't think most of them will be around, in a longer period of time.
I got in trouble because I remember, I still remember this, all right? And that's why I got to stay away from some of those great shows, because then I start FOMOing all over the place on this coin and that coin, and I forget I've got, $10 million or whatever amount of $1 million we got in our gas tank, because I'm like, oh, I should have done this one, I should have done that one. And I just got to, but anyway, so somebody calls me, a friend, like a couple of months ago, and says, what do you think about, is it Electronium? And I said, Electronium. I said, cool name. I look at it and I come back to me. I said, I can't figure what it is. I mean, tell me in one sentence. Tell me, and now I look totally ignorant about it. So we can't really say. That's my point. My point is we can't really say, right? Because I totally said, oh, it's just a cool name, but they don't do anything. And boom, they popped up to 1 billion, and now they're still huge. I'm just saying we don't know, right? We don't know. I mean, some of them are going to be there. Some of them are going to move around. It's like this horse race, and all these, the top, coins keep replacing each other, and we're tied to our platform, but our platform is surviving and thriving, and that's what on days like these or whatever days, it's very comforting to know that we're not in the middle of our great platform that one day is going to come. Luckily we're out there already, processing people, generating fees. And that's the most important thing. When we have fees being generated, just like our principal investor always says, as long as you have customers that come to you, you never go hungry. I'm like, yeah, I like that. So, and we have just a lot of people that are joining the fantasy platform, adding, joining the movement, I guess is what you want to call it. And even if being 300 seems like a blip, it is one of 300 of something that's awesome and new, and yeah, it's shaking up markets. And yeah, I don't want to talk about, I got to talk about all of this because everybody must be, so if I'm rambling, please
quick question,
get me on point, man.
I
Hey, is
really want to answer
Oscar
this question
coming
from,
or not?
I'm sorry?
Is Oscar coming or not then?
I don't know. He wasn't able to join the call, but we can keep going. And Oscar is also the founder of NLC2, but unfortunately he wasn't able to join us on this call. But you are the CEO, and what makes you the happiest about your project? Justin Morris wants to know.
Man, I should be happy every second of the day, right? The happiest, if I were to compare it to anything else I've ever done, it's the best thing. And all the other failures that you go through and I went through, and because the first one, the first thing I did when I was very young, that took off really good. So you assume everything, like those child actors that struggle through their whole, and then they get this shot like me right at the end of the spectrum. You get this shot. So of course, compared to all the other projects, this is what I guess I've prepared for, and all of those other good ventures, bad ventures. What makes me the happiest in terms of comparing it to anything else is the potential to reach that other. It's like a ferry. We took off from A, we got to get to B, and we just got to get there. We got to make this a legacy. And what makes me happy is that it's shared by a lot of people. There's no winners and losers. There's either everybody wins or everybody loses, meaning it's not I win, you lose. We're not
we're all in this blockchain together. It may sound like each coin is competing against the other, but we're competing against the whole world, not against each other. And because there's so much potential for each single token, for each, because everyone has their own specific market they're tending to, right? So it's not like we're here fighting against other coins. Pretty much the first one's here, and we just have to reach our end potential, which is huge. And I do very much agree with that answer.
I mean, I think all we need to do is really explain ourselves properly, that we're an ongoing live operation that's in many countries and is expanding to many sports. And because of the unique way that the team has grown and expanded like branches on an oak tree, it's special. It's like like a very special thing, and sometimes you can't put your finger on it. And of course, I turn down a deal a week, and every single crypto person on the planet now probably, has 2 people a week saying, "Oh, make a coin for me," right? And not for 100,000, not for 1 million, not for anything, but.
Really? I didn't know people just approach you left and right asking, for you to be a manager of the coin.
Well, because they say, yeah, just do what you did with yours. I'm like, hey, I'm not even sure what I did with mine, right? I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Exactly. We owe so much for the community, and it's just an amazing community.
It's like a stew. It's like a stew. I got a bunch of stew friends, so stews, hi. It's like, it's the perfect storm. You can't have A and not have B, and and that's the problem of
it's a whole ecosystem.
Coin, and it's very hard to take all of the pieces together and make them in concert, like an orchestra. But we're doing it. We're alive. We're kicking. We're making money. We're efficient. We're low cost of operation. We can survive wars with DraftKings and FanDuel as far as they want to go. They tried some Bitcoin contests the other day, but I'm not sure how that went. Hey, it's not a bad thing. Look, other coins aren't your enemies. They're actually your friends because they hold value that at some point could come to you. So they're your friends holding your money. Right?
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. The stock market is the same thing. It's like, oh, all the oil stocks are down. It's not like, one goes up and one goes down. So, it seems like all the cryptos. Now, within the crypto world, of course, you're going to have the ones that flame out because because they don't achieve their project or what they promised, and the ones that are entrusted to continue this path towards financial independence in terms of the ability to move value between people. And now it's not only a monopoly by a government. Now individuals like myself and a lot of other people, and then you guys, we can decide that, hey, you know what? This form of money fits us very nicely here, 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 here. So, that's where the whole, that's why we keep talking, okay, how do we make NoLimitCoin better? All right, get a card in there. Everybody wants a card, but we wouldn't be doing it for the purpose of profit, which takes a lot of weight off our shoulders because all we need to do, just kind of like a benefit, a club benefit, because all we care about is demand on the coin. And that's why I was talking about how the burden of profit on even the fantasy games also gets reduced. And that's why 5% great with us. And it's a big number, actually, when you're going to do 100, 200. I mean,
casinos don't even take 5%. Like on those gambling games, you don't need a big profit margin on a big turnaround.
No, you don't. And the incredible thing is that with the daily model that we moved from the weekly model on NFL to the daily, it multiplied the amount of fees we could make from 1 to 7, right? 7 times.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's kind of amazing in terms of that, and that provides a very profitable environment. So from that point of view, we're already doing it. And I mean, even 100,000. I mean, we're going to be doing $100,000 a day in bets, like, not in a long time. And then 200, and then 300, and then 500. Well, 500,000 at even 3%, or even at 3%, 500,000 a day is what, 15,000 a day of gross. I mean, can we live off $450,000 a month? I think so. And that's just fees. That's just fees. And I'm not talking. It's just the 3% or the 4% we're taking on fees. We're making a couple of points on the coin purchases, and then the coins going back to the exchanges. So yeah, I mean, we could become a very, very cash positive business, and that's what we want. And we not only want to circulate in I'm very aggressively looking for other platforms that want to incorporate crypto, gaming platforms, online poker platforms, talking about those. I've talked about this. We've got an attorney that's going to start running all of the permits and the paperwork in Malta, and for a little more money, we could do not just fantasy, but we could do online poker, sportsbook. And we're not saying we're going to do it, but it was not that much more money, and I figured, all right, let's do it. We got Johnny Chan. Maybe we set up that poker room, and I've been.
I just want to comment that pretty much anything that people have a demand for in this, online gaming business, we can make it happen, and we have those licenses coming on the way. So we're setting ourselves for the future. And how many projects can say that they are profitable right now, right?
And we're efficient, so we're gonna, we're gonna be here, and we're not buying those Lambos and all of that, right? So yeah, I mean, we've got the NFL, we've got soccer, that's growing. We've got the 2018 World Cup in Russia, and we're gonna milk that thing dry. We're gonna run contests. We're gonna use the logo, not because we're using it, because we're telling you about 2018. And we're going to run elimination rounds for people to win trips to see their games. And we're going to target, and tonight we've got a marketing meeting, so all my marketing people, please, 10 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, I mean, that's where everything's gonna start to start clicking. We've got soccer. We're gonna be adding.
Let's not forget. I do really want to jump into this one. The Chinese Super League. That's coming as well.
That's coming as well, and we just needed to fix the injuries. We fixed that. Danny's been very patient about soccer. He's the project leader there out of Malta. He's also got the ball rolling for us in terms of the attorney and getting licensed, and that's going to give us the footprint, the license footprint into Europe. And they're actually on the forefront of blockchain, which got me really excited, because that company will be able to also work within the framework, an established framework of legality, in a positive aspect. So that's a very good news that, it's getting lost, obviously, in all the other news. So we've got the new game. I'm going to run down all the thing, and then we'll get to questions. So we've got the new game that we're going to,
surprise game.
Yeah, we can't. I mean, I just talked to Casper. He's skiing, but I don't know how he does it. He's skiing, but yet we call him and he answers with these long responses. I'm thinking, is this like skiing with one hand and texting with the other? Maybe now it's happening, right?
It is true. Like, when you get involved in such a passionate project, it just, like, even if you take a vacation, you just, it's not a vacation. You just want to come back and and keep helping the project, right?
Right, but pictures are nice. But anyway, so I said, Casper, are we gonna? He says, no, we can't say it. So if you wanna blame somebody,
I'm not
blame
gonna say
Casper. And we'll bring Casper on next time, so you guys could say, hey, Casper, what are you doing? So anyway, no, he does great. He's like everywhere. Anyway, so we got the new game. That's going to be really exciting. It's going to break ground. It's going to be new. It's going to be different. It'll be fun, potentially very profitable. And that's why we just went for it. NBA's getting done parallel. I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to delay NBA, and it might have delayed a little, but not that much. So we're going to be ready with NBA before the end of Q1, as promised on the timeline. MMA, I mean, I've never seen a group of people so focused and so determined to make MMA. Like, for them, it's not even a question of what's going to be the best platform. And they're not. It's not NFL, and it's not soccer for them, and it's not any of the other stuff. Excuse me, football. It's MMA. So we got this group of people that believe so much in MMA that I'm just thinking, wow, okay, let's do it here.
We didn't plan to have MMA a couple months ago, but there was a group of people who really, really wanted it, and that it just goes to show that if you want something in our community, you're gonna see it happen. Yes,
Jack Fuchs. He's one of the early entrants. I could even call him a co-founder, and he was the one that pushed it. But then everybody else kept saying. I kept seeing so many people pushing that, and I'm like, okay. So I signed the paperwork. We've got the feeds, and as soon as NBA is unwrapped and rolling, which has to be very soon. Boom! It's MMA's turn,
Fantasy
and then right
Couch
around the
is in the live chat as well. Shout out to them. They're pretty awesome. They're also waiting for MMA and UFC. Very excited for that.
wow. So I've got like an all-star, audience. Everybody's a star, but hey, I've got these guys that are,
And some guy named Trump is also
the Donald. Hey, hey, he's cutting our taxes. So, believe me, dude, we'll be happy about that. And, he hasn't.
Yeah, let's not touch politics. It's just a bad joke.
All right. So anyway, all right. MLB. I mean, we know what MLB is. It's the ultimate. It's the beautiful game. I mean, I know it's slow and all that, but man, is it nice to just follow it and sit there and watch it and be with your friends, because it's something you got to do while you're doing other things, right? But so MLB is going to be there. I know how passionate the fantasy MLB players. It's the most involved fantasy of them all, because there's so many games, there's so many changes. So that's actually a good thing for us. And certainly, we already said we're doing cricket, for the countries.
And cricket is just a whole nother ballpark.
Well, you know what? It's like a lottery ticket for us. I mean, we don't know, right? We're just gonna, we don't know if it's gonna be 10,000 users or 10 million, in one night. So we're just gonna do it, and there's, it's not just us, making stuff up. There's been fantasy sports acquisitions in the millions of dollars for one cricket company. So that, kind of tells you that there's a race to capture market share, and, we'll be coming in, and of course we'll look at the crypto laws of everywhere and so forth. Okay, so that's good. And esports is a very, go ahead.
Esports, really?
Well, it's something that everybody, it's just like MMA. There's a whole esport, movement, and there's a lot of growth, and now there's fantasy esports. So there's no reason not to do it, once, because the way we built everything, it's going to be easy for us to plug in all of the new sports. So, we're going to continue, we're going to do rugby, and we want to be niche players. I love niche type businesses rather than, monstrosities. We're niche players, and we're going to go into every sport and cater to them and have groups. And nobody's done what we've done in terms of, going out and what I'm saying is, giving the honor that it deserves by getting legends in respective areas that we're operating, just to give it that seriousness and intention that we have to go way beyond even with the big players. I mean, I don't look at DraftKings and say, oh, job well done. I mean, they squandered hundreds of millions of dollars. They fought with FanDuel. They wanted to then merge, and then they couldn't. And they're great. I mean, I respect them a lot, and they're still the leaders, and they're huge, and it's a great platform. But what I'm saying is that we have a vision that goes way, way beyond what they're doing and what everybody else is doing, and we're well on our way to that vision, and it's very exciting. And we've got a very nice community, very strong, patient. That's appreciated. I'm trying not to give out dates that are short and unrealistic. Now we all sit together and figure on dates. So I mentioned Malta. There's the ICE conference, International Gaming Conference in
National Casino event, right?
National Casino, I can't remember what those, but so now they've added gaming and blockchain or cryptocurrency or something. So there's a lot going on. We all know it. So we didn't put a booth there, but what we are having is representatives Casper and Danny from Malta, which is already involved in gaming, and they'll be on the floor walking, trying to look at platforms that want to adopt blockchain. Number one. Number two, we're looking for those gaming platforms that will give us the right deal for our licenses to come. So a lot of interesting potential meetings, and maybe potentially a deal for a coin to circulate in one of those platforms. So they're taking marketing material. So we've had discussions. So that's exciting. We've got people in different parts of the world doing the job of advancing our interests. So yeah, I mean, the car, we talked about it a little bit. So all right, so do you have questions?
Oh yeah, I have a list of questions.
All right, go, because I'm just talking, so don't let me talk so much. Just give me the questions. And,
Let's go, Raf.
Yeah.
Now, are you able to discuss the number of active users in the platform and how it has changed over the past 4 months of operation? That's a question by Mr. Guitar Guru 95.
Right. I've just sat down with our database people. We're running the reports. It was very steady. It was very good. We're not at 25,000, or not sure even 20 yet, but we got up there. It wasn't that bad. We are going to release numbers right after the Super Bowl. It's going to be numbers, and also internally, we're already crunching the information for the affiliates. We're going to pay them. So we're going to pay all of the affiliates, so everybody that took the time to sign other people on, and then those people played or are now purchasing coin, they're our partners now. And we're doing the math. We're going to calculate how much everybody gets. And of course, those programs, those affiliate programs, don't work unless you put a lot of people in there. But there are some people that did that, and that's exciting. And we really are planning to expand that piece. We're going to add a full page on the website explaining the affiliate program, the 25% of fees that you make when you bring somebody on level 1, and then 10% on level 2, to give you a little bit of that, multi-level thing without doing
and
the,
for a lifetime. For a lifetime.
Well,
basically.
I don't know about lifetime, but within if he stays active, if both players stay active, it renews. I'm sure the paperwork says it renews every year and so forth. So that's a very important tool for organic growth. It's really the most powerful of all. There's no other method of client acquisition more efficient than when it's done through affiliates.
And you guys should definitely, I do want to stress that you just go to your CryptoFantasySports.com account, and if you haven't made one already, you can just go to your profile, and under there's a link for copying your affiliate link. And it's a good thing because it helps the other person find out about a cool platform, and it helps you earn a percentage of the fees they pay. So it's a win-win, yeah.
Yeah. And you want to get set up right now for the new game. It's gonna target the crypto world. There, I said a little bit. So I'm saying, go get out there and get people to. Well, we're already targeting the crypto world. That wasn't good. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that's a great way to to get a bunch of people under you as an affiliate, to get a little residual income or whatever the amount is at the end of every quarter. So those, and then eventually you'll be able to track it and see, your activity practically live.
So you guys are planning to add more features and better tracking on that affiliate.
Oh, no, you know what? I think the affiliate piece is so important that we almost want to give people tools to be able to say, hey, guys, you're my affiliates. I brought you on board. I'm going to throw you guys a freebie, a free roll. And we might we might be the ones telling the master affiliate, hey, here's a few hundred NLC2 you've earned. Go ahead and run a free roll only for your group, which is nice. So, we want to give a little bit of, we want to give input, because usually when you bring somebody, you might know them. So you might want to go, hey, we're doing a contest, or maybe a message that
Make it
says,
personal,
hey,
exactly.
yeah, a little more. You have the master agents, continue their effort of promotion to the base, so they don't just kind of dwindle and stop playing, but you use them. So we recognize. I mean, I recognize that you're not going to do it with money and through Google and Facebook and all of those platforms, because you could throw $100 million at them and not be done with it. But affiliate marketing is a massive industry. We already know it. And it works because, there's no better salesperson than word of mouth, So, all right, I'm trying to answer questions. So, I'm still thinking about that other one. What makes you the happiest about? I mean, just the potential of the future, the luck of being alive right now. I mean, a year ago, I didn't think I was going to get another shot like this, but there we were pushing this thing, and we knew it was good. But then as soon as everybody said fantasy platform and crypto, boom. And it's being reflected in the people that are registered. So for that question about how many people we have I'm happy with the amount. It reflects the amount of advertisement we've spent. It's in line with the acquisition costs that we expected, so it wasn't out of line. So we're excited. We've got wind in our sails. We've got multiple things working well. And once you put it's like different instruments in an orchestra, and now you're happy with this one, and this one sounds great, and this one, and then you put them all together, and it's going to be incredible.
Oh, speaking of that,
yeah.
For development stuff, Daryl Worrell is asking, when is NLC2 planning on getting developers to assist with further development with the project? And there are some really big talks about that India office, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like the cool thing about projects that you want to finish is that it always feels like you're underhanded, because you want to rush to finish it, and of course, the details get in the way. But there's no question that we've grown our development staff. There's 2 people on the game app. That'll get done. We haven't even talked about that. The game app is advanced. It might be a few weeks. It's not even on the timeline, but the game app is sleek. Is going to be nice. It's going to be nice. I mean, and so that's getting done. We've got another 2 people on the wallet app, meaning the wallet app with the ability to purchase the coin via Visa, MasterCard, Alipay, WeChat, and
all
bank
this
transfer.
In the wallet itself? That's crazy.
Right. We're adding. So now the web wallet is gonna. Now it's gonna have the whole, the same interface that crypto. I mean, it took them a day. Can you imagine that? I mean, so that's the beauty. We're leveraging software because it's a family now. It's incredible. I've got the whole KYC that we worked like. It was insane how many hours and the pain that took, and watching my beautiful coin, dropping, and I'm like, I'm losing millions. I felt I was in a movie, and I'm telling that to my devs, and of course they feel horrible, but we had to do it, and now we took that whole piece of code, put it into the web wallet, and now it's almost done. But we're gonna add. So we're adding, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, WeChat, Alipay, of course, Visa, MasterCard.
Ethereum, right?
Excuse me?
Ethereum, of course, right?
Right. Ethereum, the top, and even more, right? Whatever we can liquidate, boom. So we're gonna have a really intense redesign of the web wallet, and then the apps will follow. So the web wallet will go out first, and that'll be in a matter of days or weeks, and ready for the China market. The people from Dotan and the team in China that's been working with our developers, and they tell us this is wrong, do this, do that. We've been going back and forth, and finally everybody's happy now. Boom. So we're happy. China's ready to go. We're putting in WeChat, which is also a massive platform. There's no chargebacks on Alipay or WeChat, which is a very good thing.
Right.
So
that makes it so much easier, because
Yeah,
I even know that
Chris.
that even like big players, like, I mean, so many people got scammed with PayPal chargebacks, and I mean, even like the chargebacks from big banks. I mean, you would think you're safe, receiving some money from somebody on a big bank, and if they report those funds stolen, you can forget about those funds, even though they're already in your account. So like chargebacks happen all the time. It's a big issue. That's the I think that's the
the thing
biggest
that's
issue that
scared.
blockchain is solving. That's the biggest issue, is chargebacks, right?
Well, that's what was scaring me, with taking any card that comes our way. But now with all of the KYC steps and the intermediary steps where we have you confirm and promise you won't charge it back, if anybody ever does, and nobody has to now, and the credit card company is amazed at our extremely high level of approval rate, and our credit line's been increased a couple of times now, way beyond of what we're doing. So that's a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment. And now we're gonna branch it off into the web wallet, where it's going to be a standalone, option. Always, 10 to 12%, sometimes even 15% over what the exchanges are charging. And not just that, the back end piece where the purchases go instantly to the exchanges will be in there. So yeah, right now, it's still a manual process, but all the money is still ending up there. But even those huge amounts of money, sometimes 80 grand or whatever at a time, spread out, for the week, or 100 or 100, it's still, the market's big now, so you don't really move it, and we don't try to move it. We actually, so anyway, so I'm just babbling off. I think you should send me more questions.
Of course. Now, speaking about the actual referrals themselves and the free rolls, one person was asking, is the are the new players earning free coins for registering or free rolls? Is that coming from the available supply, or are the new coins being printed? I just want to briefly cover this, that the amount of coins that's in circulation right now, that's it. No more can ever be made unless you use the staking wallet. So the only way more coins are being made is by staking, which is a very fixed inflation. It's 4% per year, but only for the amount that's being staked. So if nobody stakes, there's gonna be no inflation. But right now it's around half of the people are staking, so it's around 2% increase per year. But as for the free rolls, that's all coming from the company funds, right?
100%. We treat it like advertisement cost. The free rolls. So it's just like spending money on an advertisement, and it exposes people to the coin, and at the end of the period, our fees are still are the positive. And of course the free rolls, of course they have a cost, and we're not at a point yet where that's the when people ask me, why does the company have such a big wallet and all of that, and it's fuel in the tank precisely so we could keep this thing going forever and ever. And that's but with the fees and the percentage, the few fees, few points we're making on the purchases, we're actually able to regenerate all of that coin now. So we're making money. We'll be making more later, so it'll be, a cash positive situation, even with the free rolls. But that's the beauty of having, that much firepower. It gives us that outlook to be able to do, different things, but we still treat it, of course, it's money, because, then we buy it back and then we pay it back to people that we pay with it. So, yeah.
And for Matt Glean, he was asking you for the value of the coin, the one that's, when transferred from NLC to a debit card and when it's being spent, is it being pegged to one exchange, or is it a number of aggregate or value across all exchanges? And that's what you were mentioning about the trading bot, which will be an aggregate.
That's going to win the best exchanges. Question.
Boom. There you go. Matt Glean, you just won.
Well, hey, NLC. It's not over yet. Not over yet. I mean, all the other ones have been good. And I love,
well, too bad, I already said it. You already won, and if we find another good one, we'll just give 300 more.
Hey, we don't know, man. Oh, no. That's an excellent question. The perfect way to do it would be, a blended rate, some type of
So like a CoinMarketCap average or something?
No, let me backtrack a little bit. Actually, no. I know the answer to that. We already talked about it. It's actually an exact number. And the way this is going to work is we're going to have dollars sitting in an exchange, right?
Okay.
So the moment, in the case of the other way around, we're going to have
using the debit card, yeah.
Right. We're going to have your coin. We're going to have your coin collateralizing, basically the card, right? So then what we will do in theory is liquidate that amount of coins. And I'm sure we're going to have levers where, if the markets are too thin, we might we might pull a lever and say, the markets are too thin. We're going to, not send the sell traffic, and we'll just, do it ourselves and all that. But that's kind of
there's this buffer of coins and of dollars you have as this, as this pillow in between, making all this happen.
Well, no, there's no pillows. No. I mean, it is what it is, meaning at the end of the day, the numbers have to be exact, and the numbers are going to be as follows. So basically, you sell the No Limit coin, you get the Bitcoin, then you got to buy dollars. So it's two transactions that have to happen, and then because we have to replenish the dollars that we just spent when you spent $100, right? So because we have an account where we deposit dollars for the debit card company. So they say, okay, here, put $100,000. Now you can give out 100 cards of $1,000. Okay, fine. They don't care anything except that there's $100,000 they're backing that. Then the people with the 100,000 that we're holding the 100,000 for, give us the coin. We're backing that. That's staking. That 4% is going into the account, and then we do those two transactions. And what it's going to show on your statement is, what the cost of selling one to the other and to the other was. And of course, we're going to try to keep it as low as possible. And, certainly we direct everything at the highest volume exchanges. And, we've been having issues. Hopefully Yobit's going to, I've been in contact with them. They've answered to me. I'm hoping that they'll finally fix the wallet. CSEX is fixed already. Cryptopia is fine. Coin Exchange IO is good too. CSEX isn't back. They had some issues and they were down for a while, but I think Yuri's, going to try to get everything straightened out. Everything was looking good today. So yeah, and of course we're applying. We've applied to some exchanges. We're trying to look for other ones. So that eventually is going to happen sooner, hopefully, rather than later. But we're pushing.
Okay, so basically it is going to be some type of bot determining where is the best place to sell it, and it's not going to be just one single exchange.
Yeah. Always,
okay, that's good.
Always. Right, because here's the thing now. we've got the people that are buying. We do have a market, by the way. We've got an internal market already that's liquid, which is the people buying the NLC2. So we could actually match those two transactions even without going to the exchanges, right? I mean, we could take...
But we're not, because we want to keep all the volume in exchanges, right?
Well, the money's always going to... Every single penny's always going to end up in the exchange. So even if you use your card for $100 and we don't sell it at an exchange, it's actually a positive, because we sold $100 worth of coin, and now we've got the dollars. So we're going to have ways to keep the flow and keep the market and not let it affect. Now we're not going to
be a competitor to exchanges, which is a good thing, because you don't want to be a competition and let them have all the volume, right?
No. We never want to compete, and that's why our price is between 10 and 15% over those markets. And I mean, that's just a convenience.
Yeah. Okay.
So we prefer definitely volume at the exchanges, but we also recognize that a lot of people can't get to the exchanges, and the proof is they're willing to pay 10 or 15% over exchange fees, and they still want to play crypto. So okay, if you're willing to pay all of these expenses up front, and on top of that, that money is ending up at the exchanges. So it's a net positive.
Yeah. Now I'm just looking at some questions about the details, and I think we covered all of these so much. So let me see if there's one we haven't covered so far. And you're not allowed to give any dates on the debit cards. Some people are really, really excited about that. But we are saying sometime this year, right?
Definitely. I mean, yeah, no. We're pretty, we're pretty excited about. We're definitely excited about that piece, because that's when everything seems to click and everybody seems to like get it more, and it just makes your coin that much more easy to use. And not that it's a competition, but we've got these companies doing it with the other coins and trying to make it like a business. We're just going to do it for our own coin, part of the
10x and Centra and what's the other one?
Yeah.
Monaco. They're all like doing this as a business service where they have to actually make money on the debit card, because they're putting lots of different coins. This is just exclusive.
A horrible model.
Yeah.
You know what? I looked at it and I thought, oh, we're gonna make so much money here. I thought, oh, because I'm thinking, well, those guys are $300 and $400 and $500 million market caps, right? So I'm thinking, man, there's got to be a lot of meat on this bone. And if you do a lot of volume, there's money, but a lot. And the problem with the volume is you have to put up an equal amount of money. So it's not such a fun thing.
Oh, you have to back the volume. That's scary.
Yeah, because if I need to give, $1 million worth of, like, if 1,000 people send in $1,000 worth of no limit coin, and they all want to have $1,000 limit on their card, that's $1 million. I need to put $1 million.
Wow. Yeah.
I need to put $1 million to back it. Now, we don't have to, because we have the no limit coin, so we are able to liquidate part of it, and we can play around with that. So that's the benefit of us being kind of the bank, right? We're gonna do it, but we're doing it to the benefit of our community. Kind of like, I see this like Sam's Club or Costco. We don't want to make money on anything. We just want to make money on the main thing. So they just want to make money on, $50 per person times 10 million or 20 million members. Boom, there's their $1 billion. They don't need to make, a nickel on drinks or whatever. And what we're saying is that, we're holding coin for the long term. So yeah, we'd rather take a shot at $2 or $3 down the line and just give everything away right now and bring masses in. So that's our philosophy right now.
Exactly, definitely agree. Are you able to make an investor portal where we can see like monthly or quarterly updates on the numbers, like site traffic, active users, each game, how active it is? Is this something we can have in the near future?
I guess it's not, it's. I mean, there's information that is proprietary, and as fine as it would be to share it with, the good guys, our friends, and all of that, we wouldn't want to,
Not
give
public.
information. I don't know. I'm just saying we definitely are going to start providing, information about. Now, do we want to do it down to the, granular level, which is what we look at internally, and we'll be looking at even more. That's really what I've been working on right now every day. It's basically a new platform that's going to generate, detailed reports down to the, by sport, by day, by contest, by players. Every single piece of information we'll be able to analyze, the trends. So certainly, I'm happy with giving out. It's good news for us. I don't know about how much. We'll try to balance it between beneficial and not giving out that much more.
Yeah, because you don't know who can get access to that information, and I mean, something's public. You want to be careful, right?
We just right. I mean, you keep some things kind of tight. But on the other hand, it's we really can't. There's no real good reason to hide stuff when everything's working fine, and it's not like we're hiding. So yeah, I mean, the answer is definitely we want to share information as we have throughout, and now it's time to talk about our progress. And there's been subscriber growth since day one. There was game participation growth since day one. Every week it grew. With the multiple sports, everything's growing. So everything's hitting the way it has to, and I just can't imagine how great or fun it will be to have like an 8-cylinder car, right? All cylinders, using that analogy that people like to use. We're gonna have all the sports hitting, and the demand for the coin, and a coin that flows easily. I talk all the time speed and cost, and now people are starting to feel pinched when they've got to send some Bitcoin, when they got to send $100 worth of Bitcoin, and it's $9 or $15. You're thinking, wait, what happened to utopia and the promised land? Well, that's why there's altcoins. And we went the extreme, and it works. The formula works, right? Because the miners.
Look at the fees for NLC2. It's
ridiculous.
It's like in Satoshis. It's like super
small.
small.
It's 0.001 up to 0.003. It really is less than a penny to move $1 million. I mean, that's revolutionary, and it doesn't mean anything right now. But once, it just makes it deeper and deeper and deeper. I have to imagine that coins that have the formula that we've come up with are going to do well, because it's painful. I mean, the other day somebody charged $90. I forgot, like a quarter Bitcoin somewhere at one of those trading simplex or
one of
I can't remember.
Okay.
One of those futures exchanges I was playing around with. I'm like, oh, a quarter Bitcoin, dang, that's like, that became, a lot of money. So it's like, give me that over here. And it's like, what, $90? And so I even told Dan, I said, Dan, he's like, that is going to be the undoing of Bitcoin. You just watch. He kept saying that. Dan kept saying that even from when it was 40 and 45% dominance, and sure enough, it's at 33. And all the technical people, love that number, the thirds and the 60% and the 30%. So if Bitcoin breaks that 30 and it's really close in terms of dominations, I don't know. And we're kind of waiting for the money, right? We're sitting here saying, all right, all that money from the 299 other coins on top of us, bring it down here.
Yo,
because...
Oscar, you hear us?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh,
yes,
welcome.
Man, I've been keeping the audience warm for you, and you just don't show up, Oscar. What's up with that?
You tell me about it. I was running from one meeting to another, so I wanted to check in really quick with you guys. Obviously I'm in the car. Apologize.
Whoa.
I've been hearing you speak, and and as a quick recap, obviously we're working with the credit card provider. We have, we're in the details of our cost analysis and our fees and so forth, but it's coming together really nicely. We're actually going to have a call with them tomorrow, and to go over details of what's going to happen and how we're going to structure it. So pretty excited about that, because that's another great compliment for all the users that want to play the game, hold the coin there, or just buy directly coin and hold it in a wallet. So great advantage for the players and just people that want to hold coin.
And thank you so much for joining us. That's awesome. So we have both of the founders on this live stream, and you guys are seeing this happen in real time. Just beautiful.
Oscar's he's really like going 100 miles an hour. He's always doing great stuff with Cox, with his company. I appreciate that he helps us here and there, but he does a lot with them, and he puts us with the right people. The advertisement that ran with Cox was stupendous. It was great.
We had some really good outlook. We had some really good. Obviously a lot of the users saw that. We were on CoinMarketCap. We were on also Roto Grind, all the CNN Sports. I mean, we had a lot of presence in all of just in the overall crypto markets and also in the sports platforms. So that was a great outcome. We're continuing doing work with them, and I think we're gonna just grow the other markets with them that we're looking at, not just the California, LA market and so forth. What was the thing I wanted to give you guys a really quick view was on the credit card that was at our users are growing and growing, obviously on the system, on the game, which is great. Rafael covered a little bit about that as well, so everyone's pretty happy about that. And it was, what else did I needed to cover, Rafael? Just trying to memorize.
Well,
I want to comment that
go for it.
Jackie Fox says Oscar looks like a movie star. He's in the live chat right now.
He's got the style. He knows how to do the whole style thing. I agree. He's got the look, and but he's a real deal. I
know what I was going to interrupt you, Rafael, really quick. On the affiliate program, we have we're working with a great company called Fantasy Advantage. We're working with them right now,
right?
And they're one of our major affiliates that we're doing an API to them now, which is the biggest component for us, is feeding the players into the base, right? So feeding
thousands and thousands of registrations a month.
So they're a big piece. We're really happy to be working with them, and we're just finishing up several little details and then starting off our development on the API to get the development for the registrations to come in, which is they already, they work with all the top other DraftKings and FanDuels and so forth, and now they saw a big difference in our platform, and that's a great value to them because they're not limited. Yeah, they're not limited to the U.S. only with our platform. So being not limited to the U.S., bringing players from all around the world is what drove them to come and do business with us. So I'm really happy about that relationship there, and we're looking forward for the integration to take place. So then we could have, those thousands and thousands of users that we're building on top on right now.
Awesome.
So, no, I mean, we talk multiple times a day, and, certainly, and with everybody else. But but you know, it's basically like inertia. You know, it just once it starts, you just like a wave. You got to catch it. We catch it. We're on it. We just gotta, you know, ride it all the way to where we need to take everything. We've got the platform out there. It could, you know, you throw 1 million users tomorrow at the platform, it will handle it. We've got a 64 core, 64 core server. It's like an expensive, a monster machine, and we could go as high as, you know, Amazon will take all your money if you want. Yeah. So, but you know, and we've got redundant servers. So we've got all kinds of security that we've been working on. And Oscar also, you know, does a lot with security. So we talk a lot about that. But that's great, Oscar. So in terms of testing out, you know, that debit card, like just just for us, you know, like 10 people or whatever to test it.
I think we'll have that completed, you know, Jennifer, by the end of March. I think by the end of March we could have that test completed. Wait. Well, no. I'm saying at the end of Q1. That's what you got to say. Well,
No. But hey, I already said the end of the year, so you're jumping.
No. But I think the end of the year is a good. It's a good way of deploying. You know, having a solution.
Just the internal test, right?
Our internal test, I think we'll have it done by the end of this quarter.
Internal test, yes.
Internal test, yes.
Yeah, it's the same.
No. That's what I meant. I said internal test at the end of the quarter for us. 20. You know, we could get about. We're gonna have about 10 to 20 users. Obviously, the big thing is developing our wallet, because our wallets will be branded. We're gonna go over the designs of the card, of what brand we got to pick. We can brand the cards; they cannot be branded. They're just nice cards. The wallets will be branded, and that's been one of the biggest compliance things that they have to go through with Visa and MasterCard, because that's what we need to do if we want to do business correctly and all around the world with them. So
we're good with that.
That's awesome.
Yep. So that's coming together really nicely.
We got it. So tonight at 10 o'clock, we're having a marketing meeting, Oscar. So, you know, if you could, are you going to be able to?
Yeah, 10 p.m. That's it.
Good, because you know we got to talk about, you know, extending Cox and retargeting, you know, the way they kept retargeting, and now we've got to talk about the, you know, poker channels and poker shows on television. See if we want to, you know, advertise the Johnny Chan programs there.
Right, because right now, you know, one of our own, Alan. I spoke with him yesterday, and he mentioned that the edits and final cuts will hopefully be done by the end of this weekend.
Oh, Adam. I thought you said Alan. Oh, Adam. Yeah, Adam.
Sorry, Adam.
The Pixel Whisperer in Slack. He's awesome.
Pixel Whisperer, correct. So
you're great at thing, but you've got us, you know, excited here. So
yeah, so Adam is working everything, which is excellent. He's doing his final cuts. He's doing all the green room editing that was being done there, and so then we could obviously start our marketing campaigns with the media companies and the outlets. So once that starts, we're going to obviously, he did 3 videos, the 3 in English and 3 in Spanish, coin game, and then the one that we did with them, right? So we're looking forward for that marketing.
Chinese, not Spanish.
I'm thinking Spanish. I'm in Spanish.
I'll do the Spanish. Órale, nosotros lo hacemos en español.
Right. So that's that. So I think from the marketing perspective, we're finishing the final edits. We're doing our budget reviews and our targeting for.
Tonight, you know, tonight we need to make sure that we, you know, don't keep our eye off of the ball in terms of China. Let's get clear. You know, let's get our marketing channels flowing there, because we've got everything ready to go. The Alipay KYC is finally, you know, accepted by our China team, so there's nothing in our way. Right.
Well, that's pretty much what we have for our marketing updates and our product rollout right now, right? The game is being released, which is great, and then the other surprise game is being released soon.
I'm so excited. Like the game and the debit card, that alone is big news. Not even covering all the other stuff you guys just mentioned in this video. And for all you guys that are watching this whole thing, you guys are rock. This has been like a beautiful 1 hour.
Hey, I apologize. Oh,
do not apologize.
The length, but I haven't been out here a long time. I enjoy it a lot, and I mean, who could watch the whole thing? Nobody, but I'm enjoying it.
Justin Loney says it's Nicholas, awesome news.
Well, we're really happy for you guys to keep on supporting us, and really appreciate that. I need to jump into my next meeting, so I just wanted to pop in, give you guys a quick update, and say thank you for all your support.
Hey, make sure that when you go into your meetings, you talk about NLC2. That's part of the deal.
Hey, you see the pin, right? That's the conversation talker right there, the pin.
Tell him, hey, Oscar, tell him how sometimes you have to go in the back door of your building so you won't get mobbed by everybody about what coin to buy.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Well, it's good. Well, guys, it was great, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll talk to you tonight, Rafael.
All right, talk to you, Oscar. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
And thank you guys for watching. This has been awesome.
All right. Well, is there any other questions or?
I think this is the perfect way to end it, and
okay,
it's just beautiful as it is. Thank you guys for watching this beautiful
hour-long
interview.
And, hey, I just want to say, I didn't get to a bunch of private messages on Slack, and now I can't see them, and we're not on, on that extended plan. So if you sent me a private message on Slack in the last couple of weeks,
you guys can also reach out directly to me. And I can relate it to Rob.
Send me again. The thing is that I let it lapse like a week or a week and a half, and now I can't look at those messages because of the way they're set up. So please resend me your private message, and I promise I'll get into it right away and look at it. I really enjoy those, even though sometimes I don't get to them. So
sounds awesome. Rob?
All right, Nick. Hey, thanks for thanks for being there on this. I think it was important. I've been wanting to get all this off my chest a long time. So thanks a lot.
I will see you guys in the next live stream, and I got a little bit of surprise with you guys in February. We might be hanging out, Ruff. So you guys are awesome. Thanks for watching, great. And make sure you subscribe for more cool information.
Definitely, and just stay engaged. Stay engaged in the community. Come to the Slack room. Get connected to other guys that have been there a long time, and you'll feel like you've been with us for months. Get in there. We're never there. We're never there. We need everybody's input, everybody's ideas, passion, energy. We need everybody. It's really good, but let's just keep that train going. And come experience what it is to be able to put your hands on the actual structure of a project like this. Yeah.
Exactly. It's all thanks to you guys. I'll see you later.
Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. See you in LA. Bye, Cam. Hey, thanks for